Yeah.
Never mind.
But that's the thing, right? This is what I wanted to talk about, because we see this Magnus hero first picked from LGD last game, right? But they're in a position where they can do that because Magnus gets through because the techies has to get banned by Aster instead, and they now ban the Oracle as well. So now they take the Magnus on Aster, but now SAPPHIRE has been let through, which is what Aster banned last game. So I imagine LGD are probably going to snap that one relatively quickly. They could pick Rubik if they wanted to instead. And they could pick Phoenix for themselves still, which I think is still fine.
Who had first pick?
LGD.
So they had first pick in the
game 1
in the previous game. So yeah, that's why they're not getting the Magnus.
Because Aster last picked Dark Warden last game.
And it's so crazy, and I know I continue to reiterate this point every time we watch LGD, but I don't know who would be saying this and be saying this with the right mind. Techies is a first phase ban. It's a respect ban every single game. Like, when Techies came out, was anybody thinking that? No, everybody was saying, report whoever plays this hero. They're a game ruiner, just like myself 2 days ago when you wanted to go to bed and we ended up playing an hour and 10-minute game. That's what Techies is believed to be. But all of a sudden, you've got a guy like Jinkyu who can play this hero at such a ridiculous level, and it's forced to be a respect ban. Like, that's so nuts to me. Like, that concept is crazy.
I mean, Techies is one of those heroes that's had untapped potential for a long time, I think. Like, I think people haven't been playing it to the high level that they could have. Because it's such a hard hero to play well. Like, if you have any dead time in your early game on that hero, it feels so bad. Like, you need to always be doing something, which I know can be said the same for every hero, but that hero can be really efficiently if it's played at a high level. So, yeah, they go for Tiny on LGD, which they obviously played really well last game. They can flex it around as well, like we said, between their 2, 3, 4. The Witch Doctor pick from Aster, I wonder why they value that more than, like, the Phoenix, for example, this game, right? I don't know if they're worried about the SAPPHIRE pick potentially coming out if they pick Phoenix, LGD opening with Tiny Snap, which is also a really strong combo. But this early Morph pick now means that LGD are, like, dictating the tempo of the draft, effectively, right? They're like, okay, we're playing Morph. We banned 3 heroes that are good against it. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah. And now we see Innocence getting his Undying picked, his Trail of the Burning Doom or Eternal Doom. I forget what the exact name is. Eludes me at the moment, but we'll see a Doom that is constantly on fire. It's always fun to see with those glitched items. And again, with this Tiny, like, that can flex. That could be Jinkyu. That could be Faith Beyond. Could even be, mid. We'll see.
Well, it's not a surprise that they've opened with a hero that can play 2, 3, or 4 and then pick their 1 and 5 afterwards. So, like, the army's going to be playing 1 Morph. It's going to be 5 Undying, and then they can still flex this Tiny with 2 picks left between 3 positions.
I honestly was thinking Rubik, and now they've gone to the Skywrath Mage. So
it's a hero that threatens the Morph in the laning stage, at least with the silence, which is good. But when you have this Undying, like, protecting it at the same time,
can maybe see Mars come out for Aster. Seen a lot of that Mars Skywrath combo. Bloodseeker's actually gotten completely ignored.
That's the hero that I was just looking at as well. I was thinking if they played the Tiny 4. Put the Bloodseeker as the 3. It depends, though. I don't know how they're probably going to pick their 3 here and then flex the Tiny between last pick, I'd assume. But again, it could be anything. They could pick Rubik still, I think. But the problem with Aster, if you're trying to pick into this Aster lineup at the moment, is that you don't know either of their big heroes this game. Like, if you pick your 3 here, you're allowing them to have a good core safe lane matchup. Yeah, they go for the Rubik. That's the only hero I could think of that made, like, it was a safe pick.
Now they go Beastmaster, and I was talking about that Rubik, talking about how there's a lot here that you can really do work with, and we've seen some fantastic Rubik games. And Jinkyu is no slouch on this hero. I know we've been talking about PYW and FY, who's not even in the tournament, playing this hero. Even Bobica had an amazing performance with this Rubik. But again, Jinkyu, we've talked about how good he is with so many heroes. I won't say Hero Oasis again. I was told that is a small body of water. But Jinkyu definitely has a hero ocean There you go, guys. That's a big body of water this time.
I will say at the moment, though, on Aster, they're very reliant on this Skywrath getting his spells off to be able to kill the Morphling right now. Like, obviously, if they raw him or RP him before he gets Strength Morph off, then yeah, that's something. But if he's ever at a decent amount of HP, it's all physical damage right now on Aster, apart from the Skywrath. So they need to be a little wary that if this Morphling comes to the mid game, they might have really, real difficulties dealing with him. Especially when there's like this pseudo save with the Soul Rip from the Undying sat behind.
Monkey King ban, Pugna ban. That Pugna's been very popular as of late. We haven't seen that Monkey King all day. Looks like it might end the day without it.
Are you assuming LGD are going to win B-Cup? Like I did last series with Vici? What are you trying to say?
No, I'm not assuming that. I'm saying potential. I said potentially. I said not definite.
You said looking like it.
Looking like, yeah. Looking like.
Yeah,
it's not definitives.
LGD are going to win.
Well,
because it gets banned. I'm just saying.
It's not definitives. Just throwing it out there. Come on. Phantom Lancer, Zeus getting banned.
Aster need a big hitting core hero here, and it needs to deal okay with the Morphling as well. So I'd love to know what they pick here.
Do they think about going Sven?
I mean, if they want to play tempo, they could pick Jug, and they have the sustain with the healing ward as well. I think as the game goes on, that hero's going to start to feel worse and worse. So, because the Omni Slash doesn't deal with the Morphling, he can just waveform away and just disjoint the whole thing. So, I mean, they could go Troll maybe, but again, I don't know how good that is against like Rubik Tiny lane especially. Like Terrorblade's not good because of the Morphling. What do they go with?
PA. Okay. I mean, that's hard hitting.
Yeah. They needed a big hero to round their lineup off. I don't mind Aster's lineup. I think it's okay. They have strong pairs, They've got decent lanes. They have okay team fight with like Beastmaster Magnus. They have good damage output with the PA if they can get to a point where PA has items. So sure, I think their draft makes complete sense. Let's see what LG do with this Tiny if they put it 2 or 3. I'll do some stupid 3 Undying. I'd love that actually.
Faith Beyond Undying. But then we don't get the Trail of the Burning Dew.
True.
So
I still think Bloodseeker is really good now that they've picked PA.
Yeah, completely ignored throughout this entire draft. I'm a little bit surprised. I'd be pretty shocked if they don't take it. They've got the Tiny as well as the Rubik, like Telekinesis with the Rupture as well as the Toss. Like
they might feel like they need more team fight though, and like more catch. So like like this Mars kind of hero, right, or whatever. But
they go Drow. Whoa.
Okay. Whoa.
Okay, they go Drow, and that's going to be Ame Morphling, mid-Drow, nothing to say. Jinkyu on the Rubik, Faith Beyond on the Tiny, leaving Innocence for the Undying. And Monet on the Phantom Assassin, XSS on the Beastmaster, Bobica playing the Skywrath Mage, Tia Ming on the Witch Doctor, DD playing the Magnus. I was not at all expecting a Drow pick.
So is Ame going to play mid-Morphling and they put the Drow safe lane potentially? Because my worry for LGD this game is that Drow and Morph are 2 heroes that take a little bit of time before they can fight and come online. So there's going to be a lot of pressure on Faith Beyond on this Tiny to make plays on the map happen. So if Faith Beyond has a bad laning stage, and he's against a Witch Doctor PA, it's not easy, then he might start to fall behind this game, and then there's nobody on LGD controlling tempo. And if you're playing against a Mag PA that can just free farm, like especially if they get a good Ancient stack or something with the Empower on the PA while she's blurred up, then I think their mid game especially looks really good. Obviously, it's all going to be dependent on like the rotations and the laning and whatnot. But I think Aster's lineup, I really like it this game, and I think they have a much better chance of winning this game too than they did to game 1.
We talk about how it might take a little while for LGD to come online, but at the same time, we've seen LGD just kind of like do what they want, move forward, fight.
I will say this draft reminds me of something that LGD did yesterday against Vici in game 2, where they picked this Drow and they played tempo really quickly, because this Drow versus PA matchups, it can go both ways. Well, early on, the Drow with Gust just threatens the PA really hard, right? But as the game moves forward, like, PA has the jump to be able to get on top of Drow. And they are going to put the Morphling mid for army. I like this a lot. I think it stops the Beastmaster having an absolutely free lane against the Morphling, because he actually has to be threatened by the Drow.
I don't know if the Obs can hear me, but can we just take a look at that beautiful Undying?
Come on.
Trail of the Burning Doom.
Yeah, it'll come at some point, B-Cup, don't worry. Don't feel pressured. They're going to block the small camp top with a Sentry Ward.
Just love talking about it.
Every game. Undying's on fire, wow.
Hey, it looks cool, and I want to be a part of the Chinese scene and get myself a glitched item. That's what I want the most. To be accepted.
Is it glitched or is it a feature? It's Dota, dude, so...
I don't actually think you can do that anymore. I think that was a Dota 1 thing. Like,
oh, really?
You can't even make those items anymore.
Oh, that's a shame.
Or not Dota 1. Not Dota 1. Sorry.
Later.
The previous source.
Right.
Sorry, that was... Okay. Yeah. My bad. I said that wrong.
Before
yes, I know, Chad. I'm an idiot. It was back before they changed the game. Remember that big patch?
I do. I remember. I love watching every now and then the release video for that patch, and the crowd goes absolutely nuts for 7.0.
Oh, where the ticker hits the 7.0.
Yes, yeah, like goes through all the patches. Yeah. Okay, if you guys don't know that in chat and you can't remember it, go and watch it now because it's so cool. It's what I think it's one of my favorite ever Dota videos.
Yeah, back when there were crowds.
Yeah. Imagine as the Beastmaster having to lane against Undying Drow, by the way. That doesn't sound fun.
Monet taking a significant amount of damage down here for a second, and we watched how he struggled in game 1. This has not been the best series up to this point.
Bot lane.
Unlucky bounces, but I say unlucky bounces, and Jinkyu looking like he still might fall. Salve? Ooh.
I think he's dead still.
Stifling dagger, and there's one more. Monet turning his fates around and getting himself a kill onto this Rubik.
Yeah, Jinkyu's just playing around on like half HP in that lane against a Witch Doctor PA. Even at level 1, you have to be scared.
Yeah. So, let's see how this goes as he'll get back to the lane. Faith Beyond, we've seen Jinkyu, and it's usually because we'll see like Jinkyu techies when there's a tiny in this lane. Not that that is mutually exclusive, it's just what we've seen sometimes, where Jinkyu just kind of leaves Faith Beyond to his own accord and goes elsewhere. And leaves Faith Beyond to try and secure his farm.
Yeah, this chart's just absolutely free farming top right now. All 3 cores on LGD side sitting top of the CS chart, sorry.
Maldic, Cask, Stifling Dagger, right clicks coming in. Maldic, the damage isn't really that much. So, Jinkyu okay with that. That aggression comes in, and yeah, right click's coming out from nothing to say. XXS now on the run, multi-shot, and some more arrows coming towards his direction. They'll spot him. They've got the decay. It looks like XXS should die.
He has a salve,
keep vision on him.
Use it.
Oh, through the trees, through the maze, a lot of time being spent.
Okay,
and now he gets to pop the salve, so he's free to leave. Nothing to say.
He does
not
have
going to chase
3
that
CS
any longer.
though, which is a issue. He keeps himself alive, but he's not really doing anything in the lane, right? I guess he's forcing spells to be used. I don't know. Maybe I'm being harsh.
Avalanche toss. Okay.
Ring of Bassi on the Undying. This is something we've talked about before. When you play Drow, most of them like to go Bassi because you have mana issues. If the Undying is going to build one anyway, that feels really good.
How's DD doing? Kind of struggled last game. against Ame on this Morphling. 14-7 to the 15-2, so 7 denies early on for Ame. Going bottle first on the morph, so double Wraith bottom.
Oh, I forgot something we didn't talk about. It's marksmanship with the drow with the Morphling, giving him extra agi. Oh dear, that's going to be painful if they ever get to that point in the game where they can freely hit people, right?
Oh god.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Oh, Monet's courier.
Multi-shot, Bobica. In a little bit of trouble. Drow looking maybe commit onto this.
Yeah, Sky has boots.
80 back. Witch Doctor. He drops the Faith Beyond. They'll go up to
Dying top lane as
GQ.
well.
Maledict will bring him low, and there's the Stifling Dagger to get the kill back up towards top. Innocence drops to Bobica. A couple of heroes dead here on LGD. Nothing to say, still farming really well. 28 and 11. Beastmaster still just single-digit CS.
I was gonna say he's playing with fire a little bit there, but Undyne just comes in.
Safe.
He's fine. Yeah, watching Drow even with Frost Arrows there try and catch a Skywrath was quite funny. Skywrath just has an 80 movement speed advantage. So.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Soaring picked up for Faith Beyond. Ame, he's got that bottle, fills it up with a bounty rune. He's going into the boots as we look over at DD, who's got Bracer, Bottle, and a Quelling Blade. Also, what's shipping out for him? Gloves of Haste. Okay.
Which my matriarch will prize.
A success. He steps
Taking
forward here.
A lot of damage. There's the Tombstone drop. The Decay is in. I think they're going to commit under this tower.
Oh, the RP
and
there?
they've got RP. They still lose XSS, but Drow looking likely to die. And I say that. Multi-shot comes in. Innocence with the Decay. They get the kill there. They'll look to get Bobica, but under the tower, nothing to say. And Innocence fall. DD making that rotation, using that first RP to get them 2 kills.
Mag might have seen Ame just put that ward down in the mid lane there. I'm not sure. It depends if anyone's paying attention.
Tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Level 5 for
Great.
Faith Beyond. Level 3 for Rubik.
Yeah, great rotation by DD though onto that Drow because she was having a really good time, and this PA in the bot lane is equally having a decent time. So, like the fact that the Drow gets set back and the PA doesn't. Good win for Aster.
Going Treads.
Bot lane.
Deso. Cask Maledict. Right clicks coming through from Monet. Trying to TP out, and that's a bad move because now you gotta walk on back to lane.
That was very ambitious.
Not really the most beneficial of moves, although I will say Ame's having a great time mid. Ooh, gonna try and steal this stack from DD.
Sure, why not?
We'll give it a gamble. No RP for 40 seconds. Ooh. And Bobica
Top lane.
kill, and now they
They're
look
gonna
over
look for
TMing. Nothing to say. Oh, marksmanship procking. One more shot. Gets the kill, and that's 2 more for LGD. There's nothing to say. Continues to have himself a good time in this top lane. I will say, though, like you said before, Monet, top of the net worth, having a good time.
Much better than last game for Monet. That's for sure.
Now, he hasn't died 3 times in a row just yet. If he will, of course.
But do you remember we were saying how Faith Beyond's supposed to be the big tempo controller of this game for LGD, and he's not having the best of times down in this bot lane? You know, he has died once now, starting to get pressured pretty hard. But they know the Witch Doctor doesn't have TP right now, but they are going to smoke up on the 2 supports. Head down towards the PA.
Coup de
I think
grace.
that, yeah. I think their read on Aster is that LGD are going to want to make a play down here soon. So if they come down with the supports, they can be there in time to react.
Stifling Dagger, 15% chance. Not going to proc there. Meanwhile, again, Drow going Hurricane Pike to start for nothing to say. Morphling gonna buy a Morbid Mask. So we'll see how this goes for Ame.
Yeah, they just need to keep farming up on their Drow and their Morphling for like another 5 or 6 minutes or so, I'd say, before they really try and group up.
Faith Beyond being chased. Stifling Dagger, Avalanche out. Right-click damage, not going to be enough. Innocence makes his way over. Soul Rips Faith Beyond. Back towards mid. They've got the Telekinesis. DD in some trouble.
Oh, yeah.
He's got haste, though, so he's able to walk away. And I say that, but Ame's still looking. He's still hunting. He's got the Adaptive Strike as well as the Waveform, but still working with that haste for about 4th iteration. Could have been a big kill for them.
Yeah, that could have been big. Again, it's the story of the two offlaners like struggling a little bit. Obviously, XXS on the Beastmaster struggling a little bit more, but
they want to go on Monet.
Dire's
Drop down the ward. Gust comes out. Tombstone there. Multi-shot. The damage on TMing. Gets the cask out, though. They get the kill on a 1. They'll look over at Monet. He's forced to use
have the
that
zombie
Phantom
following.
Strike. There's the RP, and Monet, he'll survive. They get the kill on Ame, and all of a sudden, Faith Beyond drops 2. That was a kill over in the triangle where Morphling is just way out in no man's land, and now on top of that, Monet grabs 150 gold from the Tombstone. All out of sorts for LGD at the moment.
I think he's being greedy and trying to farm, but also check for stacks as well on the Morph. But yeah, it gets caught out of position with this Roar plus the magical damage from the Skyroth. And now they have the Mystic Flare available as well.
This is not feeling amazing
Dire's bottom tower is
from
under attack.
LGD just yet, but this is kind of similar to the first early part for Aster's game in the first one, but it quickly fell apart.
I mean, it's a 2k XP lead for Aster right now, and top lane Jinkyu.
They're gonna get Jinkyu. Concussive shot with the Boar Slow and the Mystic Flare.
But this is what we were saying, though. They're not really ready to fight yet on LGD. So these early engagements are nearly always going to go Aster's way, I feel. Unless LGD somehow catch them out of surprise, by surprise massively. Which I think is really difficult to do.
Radiant structures are fortified.
They desperately need Faith Beyond to get Blink.
Yeah. Especially Phantom Assassin having a very,
Radiant's middle tower is
very
under attack.
good game pre-getting in power. Here's the Blink Dagger for DD. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them back and smoke. Could certainly be what's next for Aster. Ame, okay, so he went Morbid Mask. He wants Manta next. Van of Elven Skin looking for the Yasha to start, but they find their attention over onto the Undying. Mystic Flare down again. They get the kill on Innocence. They're invading the jungle. Avalanche thrown out at Monet, but you've got so many heroes here. Haste, RP, and they don't get the kill just yet. Jinkyu with the Telekinesis, he'll fall. Doesn't have a chance to steal RP.
They're just finding
the RP and the
pickups.
skewer.
Funny because all over the map at the moment, because LGD is so split up trying to farm on their two big heroes and also the Tiny to get Blink.
It's a slow blink from this Tiny in the 3 position.
I'd love to see them try and force this top tier 1 down as well. And that's which it looks like where they're heading to. Because it opens up this whole top jungle, and then they're going to head over to towards the mid tier 1 afterwards, you'd assume.
Radiant
And that'd be their next big objective.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Stack for Faith Beyond. He's trying to be as efficient as possible to get as much gold as he can. And 4 staff for nothing to say. He'd love to finish off this Hurricane Pike as quickly as possible. Are Aster up enough, though?
Yeah, for sure. They're doing really well.
Radiant's bottom
Yeah.
tower
Like,
is
obviously,
under
it can
attack.
still get explosive when Tiny gets blinked for LGD. But,
That's
like,
far
yeah,
away.
they're going to head into Roche. Wow. This is so early. But with the Master Madness on the PA, like, they have good damage with the Beastmaster aura and everything. Why not?
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
And LGD, I think they're going to be shocked with this.
Fallen to the Radiant.
Wow. Just a lot of pressure being put on by Aster. And that's exactly what they need to do. They're going Blink Dagger next on the Beastmaster. He's got himself into the Necro 1. Blink Dagger finished for Faith Beyond, so now
Okay.
is the moment where we'll see how they can work with this Blink Dagger, with this initiation.
Dire are scanning.
Scan from LGD, not going to catch anybody. Now they'll move over towards top. You know that Monet is here, who's now working with the Empower. He's just 1,200 gold away from getting himself that Desolator Avalanche toss. Take out TM Ming. One blink, one kill, but it's only onto a Witch Doctor.
That's the
They'll
thing.
try
now
to get
it's just TPs away.
XXS, and he just TPs out.
Yeah. First big blink reveal, you kill the position 5 Witch Doctor. LGD will be more than happy with, Aster will be more than happy with that one.
Yeah, for sure. Nothing to say, though, continuing to farm. As he's almost got enough for the Dragonlance. And he'll need just a touch more to finish off the Hurricane Pike.
I think he's considering maybe going Yasha before the Lance, maybe?
Holding the gold, that's for sure.
No, he does go Lance.
There it is.
Top lane, Faith Beyond.
Blink, Avalanche, and the toss back onto Innocence. They've got the Tombstone. Primal Roar committed, but XXS, he's dead. Very quickly so. Soul Rip onto himself. Innocence trying to survive, or maybe just take the attention away. This is going to be another Tombstone and gold for TMA. Actually, not the worst thing in the world. They blow up XXS, and they get him to Primal Roar, so that'll be down for another 70 seconds.
Yeah, they get the kill, they get the Tombstone gold as well, and now PA almost has Deso online, so... Monet's feeling really good about this game right now. I will say Arme is still top of net worth, and he does almost have the Manta, but I feel like the PA has a stronger timing in this like game, even if he's a little bit behind. Well, I guess they're about the same, but... Like we were saying, as this game goes on, the PA has the reach to be able to get on top of the Drow, you know, blows her up really quickly. I'm really hoping this game, nothing to say, we see in one fight that he precasts the Hurricane Pike on the PA, so that when she instantly blinks in, he pushes her back like straight away, right?
Is smoking here? Yeah. More flame though.
Radiant are
Very
scanning.
close to having this Manta. Hoping to survive on his way to this ulti orb, and there it is. Could have been bad, but now DD. He's got Blink, he has RP. They'll focus their attention on to Faith Beyond instead. And now he turns into the Skywrath, but RP gets committed, and he's able to leave. So well done by Ame. They find Bobica, and now they'll look towards the rest. Toss on the TM Ming. That throws him back onto the Phantom Assassin. They've got the Avalanche to follow it up. The buyback was committed. They take out TM Ming very quickly.
They want the PA.
Look at how Jinkyu's getting around with that Phantom Strike. Trying to cover some ground here.
Really good Manta dodge from Arme onto the RP. That was awesome.
That was amazing.
And now you have this window here. Yeah, you can take the mid-tier 1 off that kill as well. So just that Manta dodge
Radiant's middle
allows them
tower
to take
is
this
under
mid-tier
attack.
1 now, I think. Monet?
Tossed up into the air, and now the Gust. His Aegis is gone.
They have to help him here.
They've got Primal Roar to work with. That'll be committed, as well as the Mystic Flare, but the Force Staff out, and the damage on Innocence. But now the right clicks come out on Monet.
Stolen
Got
Roar.
The Gust, stolen Primal Roar, that gets thrown over. They get the kill on Monet. They look over at TM Ming. Faith Beyond. Toss available. Avalanche on cooldown. Maledict deters him. Got the tier 1 tower. They kill off Monet, and all of a sudden OGD, well, they're going to slow down the progression from Aster, which is something they really needed to do.
How do LGD always just surprise me every game? It's just individual outplays, right? Like stealing the Roar, dodging RP with Manta. Good 4-staff usage as well. I don't know from who it was. I think it was the Drow Ranger that 4-staffed the Morphling off of the Mystic Flare. Yeah, because nobody else on LGD has one anyway, so...
TMing dying again. Faith Beyond, you can see, just starting to really blow up everybody.
He pings out the ward, though, straight away on the Witch Doctor. He's like, yeah, they have vision here. I die, but at least we're going to get a D-Ward. And take away information off the map. Drow Ranger's Yasha died on the courier as well, I think. Oh, no, it wasn't. It was just the bands. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Oh, Nether Shawl for the Tiny. I assume you give it to him.
See if he takes it. Innocent's dying to DD. Thinking about rotating over, but won't.
Position 5's just trading lives. It's fine.
20-minute mark. And...
Oh, Bobika.
Oh. They get this kill. Mystic Flare down on the Faith Beyond, as well as the Stifling Dagger, and a couple coup de grace there to finish off the Tiny. Get the kill into the Skywrath Mage, though.
That should help.
1 for 1. I think Monet definitely going to be the happier of the two about that, and he gets a DD rune. Ooh. I was hoping they might smoke up and try and make something happen there, but it doesn't look like they have one.
I'll take that.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I'm really surprised the PA's not going BKB.
Mm-hmm.
I think if the PA can get the damage off in the fights, they kill everybody, right? But if the PA ever gets hit by like a Gus or gets comboed by the Tiny, she's in such trouble. Like, she's not a particularly tanky hero, even without the BKB.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So it's very glass cannon for Monet, and they see nothing to say.
Ooh, Stifling Dagger, Gust. And now they use the Death Ward, but... Stolen Primal Roar again! Marksmanship, Primal Roar on to nothing to say. They've got the
Stolen Death
Telekinesis
Ward.
and the Stolen Death Ward. GQ, man! He is on it, but it's not enough. Nothing to say, still ends up falling. They get the kill there on a Bobica. They look over at this Phantom Assassin who's trying to get away, but Innocent's on him. Right click's coming through, and he is starting to find himself in a little bit of a precarious position because TMing is dead and so is he.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It's a good kill on the draw, at least, for Aster, but if they're giving that a PA in response... Do you see what I mean? Like, he gets onto the drow and gets the gust off and things, right? But then instantly he just gets pushed away by the gust, and then he has no play, like, until the gust duration ends. And it's a 6-second silence. It's a long time.
Yeah. And then Jinkyu's starting
Radiant's
with the
middle tower is under attack.
with the Stolen Primal Roar, steals Death Ward. Very on it. I don't know if to say nothing to say, but still impressive nonetheless.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Right, I see chat
from
arguing
Aster.
about whether he missed the RP or whether he Manta dodged it. Let's just give Arme the benefit of the doubt and say it was a good play rather than a bad play. Alright? It's the, you know...
Ooh, smoke also used by LGD.
Dire are scanning.
And they won't clash. Scan from LGD. They might find themselves just TMing. Stifling Dagger. Monet's getting drawn in. That's a problem. Telekinesis with the silence. Right clicks through Stolen Death Ward once again. DD looking for the RP, but that only hits on a Faith Beyond. They'll look
Stolen
over as the
RP.
Death Ward is thrown over. They've got the RP. Can he do anything with it? He doesn't exactly have a gap close with the Blink Dagger or anything, but they look over at DD. They've got the right click damage coming up from nothing to say, as well as the silence through. They'll take out DD. TMing also dead. Bobica focuses his attention on the Innocence, gets the kill there, but they lose XSS as well.
And this is the problem now. PA queues up BKB after really
Radiant's
wanting
top
Abyssal
tower
because he
is
realizes
under
that
attack.
without BKB he can't commit at all.
Radiant
But they've already
structures
lost
are
like 2
fortified.
fights in a row because of what I see as the wrong item choice, right? And now it snowballs out of control because now you're giving away the second roast to LGD as well from those bad fights.
Roshan has fallen to the dust.
I mean, LGD are playing these fights insanely well, and now they have the RP stolen on Rubik. Like, they can set up ready for another one as well.
He's going 4-staff. He doesn't really have a gap close, though. Unless he gets tossed in. Toss into an RP would be...
I mean, he has 4 staff coming though. Like, it's in a 30 gold or so, right? Which is kind of a blink. Sort of, maybe. But Aster need to slow the tempo of this game down until the BKB comes up, and I don't think they can fight into the Aegis. Like, this Morphling's really strong now. And unless she has BKB on the PA, this E-Blade, like, just not instantly kills her, but takes her out the fight completely.
Radiant are scanning.
What's PA doing at the moment? So Basher now going into the BKB.
And I think we have to remember, if the PA gets to the point where she has BKB, she's actually going to do insane amounts of damage. So LGD have to make the most of this window here to protect their drow mostly.
Has cheese, so the survivability is there. Just sometimes you may not even get the opportunity
Radiant's
to
bottom tower
pop the
is under
cheese.
attack. Dire's top tower is under
E-Blade for
attack.
Ame. He's also got double damage working towards the Scotty.
Radiant's bottom
Take the
tower
tier 2
has
tower
fallen.
bottom and continue to pressure as
Radiant's
top
middle
tier 2
tower
gets
is
pressured
under
by
attack.
Aster. I don't know if that's going to be enough if they go to your high ground, especially popping a DD.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Where's this tower gone?
Bottom tower is under attack.
What?
Okay.
Well, that's a set of
And-
racks gone. Don't worry, they're TPing back. They're almost there. I'm sure they could. No,
Wow.
never mind.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Wow.
But like we said, until PA gets BKB, they can't fight them, so they have no choice but to let it go. Which looks really stupid, but if they try to fight there, they lose the game. Like, straight up.
Dire's top tower is
A
under
Morphing
attack.
DD with 790 damage is some dumb ass
Radiant's
rude.
middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, I can agree. I mean, you wanted them to come back, but, well, they only had about 6 seconds to respond.
PA's gonna have to sell the Wraith
Radiant's
Band.
middle
Or he
tower
sells the
has
wand. Right, okay. Because they have to be able to fight this high ground if LGD go. Which, okay, they're gonna back off. So now
Dire's
PA's like, oh
top
man, I
tower
sold my
is
wand
under
for this.
attack.
Here's the Scotty finished. EKB being built for the Drow Ranger. And then Blink Dagger next for the Rubik. We didn't see him use that stolen RP, did we?
Nope. And it has run out now as well, so.
First step for the Witch Doctor.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Jinkyu, he's got himself Telescope. That's always nice. Because he's got that Telescope, and then he's also got the 100 cast range. Wow. Look at how far he could telekinesis.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? And look how far he can spell steal from as well. Like, when you get
Yeah.
the cast range talent with the telescope and the Aether lens, it feels insane. And if you ever get Axe, the spell steal is like more than a screen away.
Regeneration.
Dire are scanning.
Man, working with this
Dire's
Aegis, he's
middle
going
tower is
towards
under
the
attack.
Lincolns after the Scotty. Drow wants the BKB, and not too far off of it.
Ooh, I like that Tiny's going for this Silver Edge. Obviously, he wants the Shadow Blade anyway, but up against the PA, obviously going to have a lot of value. Offer that break onto the Blur.
They don't find anybody just yet with this smoke. be really engaging just yet. They're just expiring in just a couple of seconds. So we'll see that go, and then maybe OGD. I'm not too sure. Are they going to wait a little bit longer? Are they going to try and play a little bit more conservatively?
I mean, they got a set of racks. They should be relatively happy, right? Because they know PA has BKB, so they need to be careful. It's not as easy as just running into them. Like, I mean, it never was in the first place, but you can't just, like, barrel down lanes now. Because PA can just wipe you with a good RP.
BKB is coming out for nothing to say. Echo Saber finished for the Tiny. He's looking to finish off the Silver Edge. I believe he's actually got the full thing, yeah. So, Boer spot Innocence. Courier comes over. Silver Edge finished for Faith Beyond. Got Phantom Assassin going towards an Abyssal Divine. So
I like that, though. Was I casting with you when I don't think I was. When I was casting at one of the EU games in one of the qualifiers recently, and there was a PA that went like, oh my goodness, Innocence just got one shot.
Yeah, but now the telekinesis from a distance, Avalanche comes out, that misses. Primal Roar on and nothing to say, who gets tossed back towards the neutrals, but the BKB gets popped by both the PA as well as the Drow. Right click's damage coming through. They get the kill on the TMing. They've got themselves the RB out on the Tiny. They get the kill on a Faith Beyond. They end up losing Bobica. Ame behind them. BKB was used by both the PA as well as the Magnus. So now he turns into the PA, but gets immediately first hit bash. Pops the Manta. They've got the kill on a Monet. Look over at the Magnus with telekinesis used, and the Empower stolen. Ultra kill for Ame, looking for the Rampage. Phantom Strike and the right click damage. Rampage for Ame. Wow.
So basically what happens there is, the Tiny gets the toss back onto the Drow Ranger in the Mystic Flare, so she doesn't take any damage. PA then tries to blink onto her, and they Hurricane Pike away the Drow. So like half of the PA's 10-second BKB has been wasted on damage that he can't do. She can't do, sorry. And it's just... Then Ame's cleaning up the backlines at the same time. He just instantly killed Bobica. Instantly kills the Witch Doctor as well.
Look at them
and then
these buildings again.
Yeah. And then as soon as the BKB runs out on the PA, they just clean up. I don't think you can solo RP a Tiny this game and be happy just because of how the game's gone. That's it. The game's over.
Yeah, they'll get the tier 4s. They'll look towards taking the Ancient. The PA finally buys back. Wow. Mystic Flare down to the Rubik, but now Rubik, he's going to be okay. The E-Blade was thrown over at the Skywrath Mage. They look over at nothing to say, but do they have the damage to get the kill to the Drow? No, they don't. Monet ends up dying there to Ame. Ame gets killed on Access. They'll call GG, and LGD booked the ticket into a second consecutive Chinese region grand final.
And they win in a completely different faction as well to game one. That was so impressive, that game 2 then. Especially after they gave away the first Aegis. I thought they were in real trouble, but I think that basher on the PA, delaying that BKB, puts their timing so far back. And then they, again, we talked about this yesterday when Magma were playing. I know it's not a good comparison, but they take one bad fight, give LGD the second Roche, so they get the Aegis on their Morph, and then they can't fight for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And it puts them down a set of racks. It puts them down so much net worth in the game overall. But, oh my god, how good do LGD look? Their team fighting capability